all crap flows downhill and a stream rises no higher than its source. You're about to hear the source of the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Robert Hardwick.
Sergeant Deputy Michael Kunovich was legally out with a person that was at a permanently closed business in the area of 16 and 95.
That is 2 lies in about 8 seconds. First of all, Robert Kunovich was not legally out. And second of all, the business was not permanently closed. Roll the intro and then we'll talk about it.
Here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
So here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
So here's the deal.
But here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
Well, here's the deal.
But here's the deal.
So here's the deal.
And here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
Because here's the deal.
Here's the deal. Either give me your ID or you go to jail. How about that?
Catch me outside. How about that?
How about that?
How about that?
Here's the deal.
Welcome back to the Here's the Deal channel. Imagine being in a foreign country, say you took a trip to Mexico or Japan or somewhere, and you check yourself into a hotel. You have a little dinner, you go outside to talk to your mom on the phone, and then a gang member jumps you. You try to resist the gang member. The gang member who initially jumped you now calls fellow gang members to help beat you up. You continue resisting, and then they are able to apprehend you after the scuffle with the gang members. And remember, you've done nothing wrong this whole time except try to resist the victimizers. One of those victimizers dies of a heart attack. And then they take you through their legal system, this country, whether it's Japan or Mexico or wherever, they take you through their legal system and they charge you with the murder of the guy who initially victimized you. And now you're in jail and have been in jail for the last 7 months. Imagine how you'd feel. You're sitting there in jail now going, what the heck? I just checked into a hotel. I just had dinner. I was just talking to my mom. I got jumped. Now I'm here. What is going on? And they call this the justice system, but it constantly proves itself to be the injustice system. And that happened in America. And this right here is the victim. This is Virgilio Mendez. Virgilio Mendez checked himself into a Motel 8. And like I just said, he had dinner. He's talking with his mom outside because he had better reception. And then this guy right here comes along. This is Sergeant Michael Kunovich. This guy comes on and he's from the St. John's Police Department in St. Johns County, Florida. So he comes along and he grabs Mendez, not because he has reasonable articulable suspicion, which is a lower standard. He doesn't have probable cause that this guy was engaged in some kind of crime. He just wanted to walk up to this guy and, I don't know, just harass him. Why? Why, Michael Kunovich, did you do this? And now they're remembering Sergeant Michael Kunovich for the hero the community thinks that he is. So let me just go through some of this. And to add, there's so much adding insult to injury on this. This right here is Sheriff Robert Hardwick. Hardwick comes up before the body cams are even released and starts lying about this guy right here. And starts lying about what this guy was actually trying to do. We're going to listen to some of that right here. But I want you to know before we proceed any more into this video that I am going to leave the Facebook page for the St. Johns County Police Department and the St. Johns County Sheriff's Department, their Twitter page and their Facebook page so that you can weigh in, and maybe we'll even check in to see what people are saying about what happened to Virgilio right here. So let me just go ahead and show you this right here. What kills me about this whole thing, and it keeps on snowballing, is not just that the St. Johns County Sheriff lied about it, but that lie was perpetuated by Mockingbird Media. And not only is this guy right here, this innocent man, sitting in a jail cell, but now his name is basically mud because the local and national media jumps into the fray, slandering an innocent victim and glorifying the victimizer.
Tonight we have an update from St. Johns County Sheriff, days after Sergeant Michael Kunovich died in the line of duty. Sheriff Rob
Died in the line of duty. Died seemingly violating 18 USC 242, deprivation of rights under the color of law. And really, in this whole thing, it's not really under the color of law. It's under the color of policy. Because as we're going to hear from the St. Johns County Sheriff, Kunovich did absolutely nothing wrong.
Robert Hardwick says that the sergeant died from medical issues due to the struggle with a man he was questioning. The sheriff says that man
With a man he was victimizing. Let's get it right. See, that's what kills me about mainstream media. They will report a story based on just what the cops told him. And we know that cops have a long and sordid and criminal history of lying. We know that cops, and we've seen in video after video, that cops are trained to lie so they can extract information from people who keep talking so they can get themselves into trouble, and they data mine so that they can put people through, the cops can put the people through this injustice system, this racket.
was trespassing at a permanently closed business.
Did you hear that? Trespassing at a permanently closed business. The Super 8 motel in that area was not only not permanently closed, but Virgilio Mendez had checked in and was using their room. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable that this guy would come along, this sheriff, Hardwick, would come along and lie, knowing that there's video camera evidence showing that he lied, and he continues to do it anyway. And then Mockingbird Media comes along and continues to propagate and perpetuate those lies.
Suspect, police say, later reached for a knife, and then they started to fight. Sergeant Kunovich collapsed and died a short time later. Sheriff Hardwick says the sergeant's questioning of that man was justified.
We continue to have, high crime area of 16 and 95 where prostitution.
We have a high crime area does not trump individual rights. You look suspicious does not trump individual rights. I got to stop you for questioning does not trump individual rights. Stop resisting. Stop resisting what? When injustice happens to one man anywhere, like it did to Mendez, injustice happens to all men everywhere. And where does it stop? When will we ever get lamestream CIA infiltrated Operation Mockingbird MK Ultra Media? When will we ever get them to report the truth? And then when they find out that what they reported was a lie, when will we ever see them follow up and go back and say, hey, Mr. Hardwick, you lied during that press conference? And we're going to go over the lies here in a second.
People that are committing other crimes that are coming off Interstate 95, other legal drug activity in the area. So it's a high crime area of where we have a lot of deputy sheriffs that are responding to calls for service.
It's a high crime area. Does not trump individual constitutionally protected rights, but they think that it does. See, they think they can deprive you of your rights under color of law and everything's going to be okay. And then fake stream media comes along and pretends like everything's okay, and it's not. This guy, like I said, he's been sitting in a jail cell for 7 months having done nothing wrong. They initially pinned him with capital felony murder, and then they downgraded it to manslaughter once the body cam footage came out. But it shouldn't be capital murder or manslaughter.
The sheriff's office arrested this man, Virgilio Aguilar Menendez. He is charged with felony murder. Immigration and Customs Enforcement says he was in the country illegally.
That's literally beside the point. Whether he was here legally or illegally, this is a human being that did nothing wrong. He committed no crime. Let's listen to this news article where they actually play some clips on what Hardwick said about the incident.
Law enforcement officers in Northeast Florida, St. Johns County Sheriff Robert Hardwick broke his silence about the death of St. Johns County Sergeant Michael Kunovich.
Sergeant.
And it's important to note, this is before the body cam footage came out.
Deputy Michael Kunovich was legally out with a person that was at a permanently closed business in the area of 16 and 95.
First of all, that's not true. He was not legally out with a person, and that business was not only not permanently closed, it was and is clearly open. You're not going to see mainstream media hold his feet to the fire on that. Not going to see it.
Checked out with him simply to say, hey, why are you on this property trespassing? That was a simple thing, simple task.
He wasn't on the That's the third lie. He wasn't on the property trespassing. There was no indication that he was on the property trespassing. There was every indication that Kunovich did not have RAS or probable cause.
As the body camera footage will come out and show you, it was by the book, textbook.
According to this,
The body camera actually shows you, not only was it not by the book, Kunovich, it looks like, in the opinion of some, committed a crime against Mendez.
arrest report, Kunovich attempted to conduct a pat-down of 18-year-old Virgilio Aguilar Mendez.
And all the suspect had to do was comply. Instead, the suspect chose to try to remove a knife from its left-hand pocket of his pants, and the struggle was on with Sergeant Michael Kunovich until the next deputy sheriff showed up 37 seconds later.
The report states the struggle involved Aguilar Mendez grabbing Kunovich's taser after it had been deployed against the suspect. But at some point, after Aguilar Mendez was placed in handcuffs, Kunovich reportedly collapsed and died.
Sergeant Michael Kunovich succumbed basically to some medical issues that actually were induced by the struggle with our subject.
Induced by the struggle with the subject. The struggle that was initiated by Kunovich himself with no basis, no RAS, no probable cause, was not out there. If Kunovich was out there enforcing the policies of the St. John's Sheriff's Department, then they need to relook at those policies and change them because they are unconstitutional.
Following the news conference, Sheriff Hartwick said Sergeant Kunovich and other deputies had been patrolling the area of Highway 16 and I-95 where they encountered the suspect because the area needed more attention from law enforcement.
This is where he says, well, it's a high crime area. Well, like I said, high crime area, the excuse of high crime area does not trump individual rights. So the three key players in this are Mendez, who was victimized, the victimizer, Kunovich, and then the Thin Blue Line gang covering for the clear criminal activity of the boys in blue, or in this case, the green shirts, the men in green. This right here is from the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office Twitter page. They say, tis the season for, and they're, doing all this lighthearted stuff. I love one of the comments right here. Careful. If a cop gets a hangnail during this, you'll be charged with assault. You guys suck. How about letting an innocent man go? It's not his fault the guy was out of shape or had a bad heart. Talking about Kunovich attacking Mendez. Rob Hardwick is a proven liar and unfit to wear the badge. Isn't everybody who wants the ring of power, who wants to lord that power and that authority over other people, aren't they all unfit to wear the badge? Like I said, I'll leave the link to the St. Johns County Facebook page and the St. Johns County Twitter page in the comment section below. This guy is still in jail. Everybody who has two brain cells to rub together knows he hasn't committed a crime and shouldn't be in jail. It's one of the most unjust things you can do. But think about this. It's not just Mendez sitting in jail. How many thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people are sitting in jail right now who have committed no crime, that got victimized by the American policy enforcers? Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comments section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification icon. Give it a thumbs up. Share it with everybody you know. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. Grab a shirt, become a channel member, but more importantly, stand for your rights. Call out tyrants. Call out tyranny, label it, expose it, do your due diligence. Don't just cave, don't just submit. The spirit of freedom is found and rooted in the spirit of rebellion and resistance. I will see you in the next video.